change gears slightly and going back to what we do here, which is all things paganism. Before we get started, please make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss another vid, and also follow me here over on Facebook. Before we begin, again, viewer discretion is advised. Please help support satanic content creators. You can check us out at TSTV, that is the Satanic Temple.tv. All right, so ritual is by far one of the most important aspects of modern day paganism. It is a time for us to come together, no matter your particular faith, right? Whether you are a witch, Satanist, druid, whatever, right? Ritual is our way of building and maintaining a community of like-minded individuals. So I saw this article on the Wild Hunt and I thought, let's just discuss it. So without further ado, More Than Ceremony, a new study explores ritual's transformative power. Yeah, ritual, the way ritual works is the energy you put into it can have huge benefits for you. It can calm you down. So if you're having a really bad day, right, you do a ritual and it helps to calm the mind and it helps us to refocus and rebalance ourselves. So yeah, it is highly transformative. All right. The Wild Hunt has previously explored what psychologists have been learning about ritual and sacred experience. Earlier research has suggested that rituals reduce anxiety. True. Provide structure during times of uncertainty. True. And that profound experiences of awe or the sacred can have lasting psychological benefits. A study published last year in Frontiers in Psychology adds another dimension, suggesting that communal rituals may also strengthen social bonds, evoke awe, and even expand people's sense of connection to humanity itself. This is all true. Ritual has the power to build a community, whether you are in a local coven, whether you do ritual online, however you perform ritual, you're with a group of people, and that group of people wants something from that ritual to feel stronger, to feel balanced, right? And it also helps us to strengthen the bonds that we have with each other based on the ritual itself. So we come away from that ritual more enlightened, more balanced, more focused, and we come away with a stronger sense of community. Now, everything and anything could be a type of ritual. I mean, cleaning your house could be a ritual. Walking the dogs could be a ritual. That, you know, even coming online and doom scrolling, you could argue that's ritualistic behavior. That there's a lot about ritual that I think many new pagans don't seem to understand. They come to paganism and they only that their introduction to ritual is done on the Sabbats, right, or on the holidays, without realizing that everything they do in their life is a part of ritual. Ritual is not unique to religion, from athletes who repeat the same pre-game routines before every competition to families who gather around holiday traditions year after year. Ritual provides structure, continuity, and meaning. While there is little evidence that a particular ritual improves athletic performance, psychologists have long recognized that ritual behavior can reduce anxiety, focus attention, reinforce identity, and create a sense of being. On a cultural level, rituals help communities mark transitions, remember the past, transmit values across generations, and reaffirm who they are. Yeah, to a very strong point here. When you first begin life as a pagan, I think this idea of ritual can be a little bit overwhelming. You're with a new group of people, right? You're just getting your feet wet in whatever faith that you may belong to under the pagan umbrella. And so it can, in a way, help you regain some sense of control of your life. Now, as for athletes, the athletes do a lot of strange rituals before their competitions. And in their belief, by doing these rituals, they're going to become successful. Now, the psychology kicks in here, right? When you tell yourself you're going to be successful and all of this, you're going to be successful. It's just the basics of psychology. As Circle Sanctuary's Rev Selena Fox has written, Through rituals, pagans deepen their relationship with the divine in one or more sacred forms. Through rituals, pagan culture flourishes and evolves. Yeah, 100%, like prayer or meditation. Rituals create space for reflection while connecting participants to something larger than themselves. It's all about coming together. We are stronger together. There's a reason why there's a saying, we are legion, right? Because we are a collective of people who are sharing one specific goal to better ourselves and to connect ourselves with the divine. No matter if you're a Satanist, if you are Hindu, Buddhist, Sikhism, Taoist, shamanic, or whatever the situation, you're still in that collective mindset. We come together and we succeed together as a team, as a collective of people sharing our desire to understand the workings of the divine. All right, let's continue onwards. The new study explores ideas through the Carnaval de Negros y Blancos in Pasto, Colombia, a centuries-old celebration recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Blending indigenous African and European traditions, the annual carnival fills the city with parades, music, dancing, elaborate costumes, and communal celebration. Rather than simply asking whether people enjoyed the festival, researchers wanted to understand what happens psychologically when thousands of people participate in a shared ritual experience. Yeah, when you have a ritual experience, I will say the collective energy. I mean, moving aside from the divine for just a second, collective energy gives you a very strong dopamine hit, right? You're with a large group of people, you're celebrating, you're dancing, whatever the situation is, your dopamine levels are going to increase exponentially. That's kind of the medical side of ritual, right? When we come together, we're performing a ritual, that dopamine level increases, and because it increases, we come away with a sense of feeling we're better, we've changed. Our transformative nature in ritual has given us strength to continue upon our daily business. This is why in ceremonial magic, there are daily rituals. In witchcraft, there are daily rituals. In shamanism, there are daily rituals. There's a reason for it because we gain strength from that ritual as well as maintaining our connection to the divine. All right, let's move on. Their work draws on the ideas of French sociologist Émile Durkheim, who argued more than a century ago that communal rituals generate what he called collective effervescence, a heightened emotional state where people feel carried beyond themselves and into a shared emotional experience. Although Durkheim developed his theory while studying religion broadly, the concept of collective effervescence has since become one of the foundational ideas in sociology and anthropology of ritual. According to Durkheim, the shared emotional energy is one of the forces that creates and sustains communities. This is true. If you have, like, let's use the Icelandic term inasay. You have people who are connected not just through emotion, but by a shared cause, by a shared community. Now, how inasay works is that if one person is upset, everyone else is upset because they're in tune with that person. And inasay also allows us to understand what shared communal collectivism is, right? And so when we look at this idea of shared communal experience, it's because we're all in it together. We're all here to learn. We're all here to develop. We're all here to strengthen our ties. And so this is what increases not just the dopamine levels, but it also increases our desire to seek the divine and to understand our divine purpose. More than a century later, the researchers found evidence supporting that theory. Participants who reported stronger experiences of collective effervescence also reported stronger identification with their local community and with Colombia as a nation. Perhaps more surprisingly, they also express the greatest sense of connection to humanity as a whole. Yeah, ritual, part of like part of the bonus of ritual is that we come away with a stronger understanding of what it means to be human, what it means in the global scale, our place in the world. What does it truly mean to be a human? This is one of the biggest unanswered questions, because there's so many ways you could argue or theorize as to what it means to be human, but it's a shared experience. It's a shared journey. This is what makes communities much stronger, is they have this shared focus to understand where they are in life, and to understand, to let go of the past and to accept the present in order to help develop themselves as far as humanly possible, no pun intended. Among the study's findings, one emotion stood out: awe. Yeah, there is an awe to ritual. We come away thinking, wow, did we just do that? Did we just experience the divine? Did we experience the quarters? Did we experience the presence of even Baphomet, for example? Participants who felt strongest shared emotional energy during the carnival were also more likely to experience awe. That feeling arises when encountering something so vast or meaningful that it changes one's perspective. The divine will do that to you. It will get you to experience something that is so profound that it changes your life. Those moments of awe were associated with stronger community identity and a greater willingness to help others. In other words, it was not simply attending the festival that mattered. The greatest psychological benefits came from feeling emotionally synchronized with other participants, singing together, dancing together, celebrating together, and sharing an emotional experience. Yeah, that there is a lot to it. Look at drum circles. It's all about getting that energy level built up. It's all about sharing each other, where we are, who we are, what we choose to see the world as. And when we do this as a community, we come away stronger. We come away changed. And I think if you were to ask a newer pagan, right, who's just attended their first ritual, how they feel, they will tell you more than likely it's a sense of awe. It's like, wow, did we just experience that, right? Did we just experience the energy, the joy, the happiness, the collectiveness, right? All right, let's move on. The findings also challenge the assumption that communal rituals necessarily encourage an us versus them mentality. Hold that thought. Although participants felt more connected to their local community, they also reported a stronger identification with humanity as a whole. Rather than narrowing the sense of belonging, the shared ritual experience appeared to broaden it. When we have this idea of us versus them, that's what the Christian religion teaches. It's our way versus their way. In paganism, we don't do this. We're very open. If you want to come to ritual with an understanding of learning and acceptance of forces that are greater than you could possibly ever imagine. So we don't do an us versus them. It's simply just us, and that increases the power of the ritual itself when we come in with this focus of us being all of humanity, all of the good, all of the bad, all of the neutral. It's us, a global us. How can we change the world? Well, it's by us. How are we going to get to us? We should all be coming together as communities, not just in ritual, but in practical ways of living, where we look after each other, where if somebody's unwell, we do our best to care for them. If somebody's having a hard time, we reach out and try to be of assistance, right? It is clerical living to a point, right, where we are ministering to others to help benefit them as well as benefiting the whole collective us. This is why they're saying we are legion is a thing, because we are a legion of humans that should be caring and understanding for each other. And I think religions that work on us versus them can't really function properly, because then we split humanity, and by splitting humanity, that creates several obstacles. So in paganism, it's about us. We welcome everyone to pagan ritual. We do. If you want to learn, if you want to experience, if you want to understand a culture, you have to make that conscious choice to be a part of that culture. It's just the way it's kind of like saying, okay, so you're interested in becoming a witch. How are you going to do this? Well, you're going to reach out to a community. By reaching out to a community, you begin to learn. You maybe enter the clerical path, right? Nothing wrong with that. But it's a sense of the collective us, right? Where we are in it together. I've been a witch for decades now. And yeah, there are people who frown on me because I merge Satanism with witchcraft, which, by the way, is a strange love affair, but it works, right? But I always welcome new learners, people who want to learn the arcane, learn our real roots. We are spiritual creatures right from the get-go. We're the children of the Nephilim. You know, if you were to approach life through the lens of Judaism, for example, the Nephilim were the first humans. They were the archetypes. They were the ones that learned how to create, that learned how to survive. And the legend of the Nephilim is our legend, right? Because we are the descendants. We have this ability to be truly spiritually powerful, but I think a lot of times that gets held back by social media and by all of these other social forces around us. And by using the term us, we overcome those obstacles, right? We come together, we spend time together, we enjoy together, we have a feast together. It's kind of blending a shared human experience with hospitality. That's why hospitality is a thing. All right, let's continue. The researchers caution that study cannot establish cause and effect. Cause, like, cause and effect is a whole different beast, which I'll do another video on. It remains possible that people who already feel socially connected are also more likely to experience collective effervescence during festivals. Even so, the findings provide empirical support for a theory that has shaped the sociology of religion for more than a century. Yeah, there's two kind of camps here. Maybe camps is the wrong question. When we look at kind of cause and effect, right? The cause, we go to ritual, we come together. The ritual concludes. The effect, we are stronger as a community. Now, as this article says, that's very hard to kind of prove, but the theory is there, right? When you first go, let's say you join a coven, or you register to become a student with the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, or if you are entering into Buddhism, Sikhism, Jainism, Taoism, shamanism, Wicca, whatever the situation, that there is this cause where you have now joined. The effect is the power of transformative nature, how you are going to transform from a general person that knows nothing to a person that finally gets it, and we get the sense of community, right? Even online covens, there's still the shared sense of community where everybody's in it together, nobody's pulling rank or all of this. We're here to learn. You can never really truly master any form of magic. It takes a lifetime and even several lifetimes to come even close to mastering it. All right. The findings build on earlier psychological research covered by the Wild Hunt, which has reported that rituals can help people manage anxiety, and that experiences of awe in the sacred can produce lasting psychological benefits. Taken together, these studies suggest that rituals' influence extends beyond the individual, whether performed in a solitary circle, a coven, a festive field, or a citywide celebration. Ritual appears capable of shaping not only how people understand themselves, but also how they relate to one another. Yeah, that's true. How do we relate? Well, we share. How do we share? We come together. How do we come together? Well, we have a shared goal. So if the psychology of it is, if you are someone who suffers from anxiety, being in that group and that group is calm and that group is focused, it does help you overcome anxiety. There are people, there are witches, shamans, druids, etc. out there who do suffer from anxiety, and they will be the first ones to tell you that rituals kind of calm it down. It kind of helps you to connect, to overcome being so anxious. All right, let's carry on. For many pagans, the conclusions may feel less than a revelation than confirmation. Seasonal festivals, pagan pride celebrations, public rituals, and gatherings around the wheel of the year have long been understood as opportunities to not only the sacred but also strengthen community. While this study examined a Colombian cultural festival rather than a pagan gathering, it lends empirical support to something that many practitioners have described from experience. Ritual's transformative power lies not only in its symbols and ceremonies, but also in a profound human experience of sharing together. Yeah, 100%, 200%. When you first do a ritual, right, you are a novice, you are a neophyte, right, and you're at the base level. There is this sense that through ritual, it will transform you. The very first time you do a ritual, it will transform you. The second time, the third time, the fourth time, the 20th time, the 100th time. How many, that there's no limit to it, but it helps us to have a transformative nature where coming together as individuals, we share the human experience. If people are having a bad day, we offer our help. If people are suffering from anxiety, we offer our help. If people need healing, right, they need that all of the positives from ritual, we provide that. And it helps us to then understand what the human condition is all about. Humanity is on this everlasting quest to learn, to develop, to become something stronger. It's like we have this quest in the back of our mind that we want to push ourselves beyond our limits. We want to get close to the divine. We want to understand the fantastic, and this is achievable through ritual. So there we go. What do you guys think of the article? Leave me all your thoughts in the comments below. Before I go, please help support Witchcraft TV show, Harold Carter Some Love. Also help support satanic content creators. You can check us out at TSTV, that is the satanictemple.tv, and I will talk to you guys later.